passage. This is called the psoas release. It's to help create space for the psoas major to be able to fall back into length just using gravity. There's no stretch to do here. It's just pairing a certain set of mechanical conditions with relaxation so you can let gravity move you for a change. And so you'll probably need a stack of things when you first get started. So I've got blankets, towels, domes, blocks. I'm gonna use whatever I need to get my torso to the height that when I sit up, the backs of my legs are on the ground. So you want to start by seeing if your backs of your legs can touch. If you can't get them to touch, then you might need to arch your pelvis forward or arch your back, tilt your pelvis forward until they do touch down. Once they're touching down, you're going to start to work back, trying to get your torso to the ground. But if you drop your torso to the ground and it lifts your legs back up, then that's really how far you're going to recline for this exercise. So you'll start by creating like, I don't know, a big stack so that it sits and supports your head and your neck. So you want to recline back. And if you find that when you're in this position, you get the backs of your legs down, but the ribs are still up, you want to create space so that as you relax, you can fill that space with your body. If you bolster too low, then you're basically using the bolster to push you forward, and there's no length between these pieces that can come. So you're lifting your head and your shoulders, and I've had people bolstered as high as this before or even more. So don't feel like you're ever too high, but what you do want to have is space underneath your rib cage so that it can drop down. And then you just hang out in this space. You relax, and you might find at first that you've got a lot of tension in your back that's kind of pushing your chest forward. Maybe you're actively pushing your back forward, or maybe there's just so much resting tension in the psoas major that it's pulling the rib cage forward. And there's nothing to do here except relax, giving yourself time and literally space that as you slowly let gravity work on moving you, there's movement that's allowed to happen. And as you find your body settling into this space, you can scoot towards your feet a little bit, which will give you a little bit more space to relax. You're always being mindful of the backs of the thighs. If at any time you relax your rib cage and that causes your thighs to lift away from the floor, then you need to come back up and bolster here. Because we're trying to separate the motion of the femur, the thigh bone, from the rib cage. When the psoas major, which is going to pass over all of this space, is toggling one or the other, then that's when you know that this is the move that you want to add. And again, you can just set it up all by itself in your living room. You can watch TV like this, or better yet, you can just turn all the noise off and just give yourself 10 minutes to breathe slowly and just let yourself settle.